if you've been watching the channel, you know that I go through hell with laces. Laces are arguably one of the most important parts of a skate when you're putting your foot on and having it just secure to your foot. I had previously bought some nice laces that were kind of like some Nike SB type laces, but unfortunately, just from tightening them so much that they actually started to rip and shred. And I'm sure like me, you've been out on a sesh, you had this happen where you're ripping a piece of lace off your skate and you have to pull down your laces and, you know, tie them up with the best that you can with a little bit of lace you got, and then hope that you can drive to like a CVS or a Walgreens and hopefully they have a pair of laces. And 9 out of 10 times, that's what people do to hold them over. And generally, you get a bag of shit results because either the laces are really crappy, they're really skinny, or they just look bad in your skates, or they won't last very long. I was having issues with my laces, and the boys at Avenue Skate Brand hit me up and they said they made laces, and man, these got some like initial like weight to them and like kind of like grit to them in a good way, to where they have like a form where you drip it out, it's just not like dangling like, you know, a string everywhere. It actually like feels like it has some presence to it. And I noticed when I was taking my laces out of my blue ones, actually, I didn't even realize it, but these were actually kind of getting ready to be killed too. There's a lot of pressure points where, especially with them, where you pull them on the eyelets, and the eyelets are metal, so when you're really cranking them, it really starts to pull and tear at the laces after a while, and you kind of like don't realize it like at the time, and you can see there's like pieces missing, you know, it's like it's starting to get that stress. And I didn't even like think about changing these, honestly, when these were ones that were currently the ones I was skating. And to see this, like, even when taking them out, that just like draws an alarm. So, like I was saying, I was putting these in, and you can see me putting them together right now. They had you had to pull on them to actually like get them to feel, so they kind of feel like, I don't want to say it's a seatbelt material, but it kind of feels like a thicker, like edgy, like the laces that come with the Dems, it's just like there's nothing to it, you know what I mean? Like dangly, you know, blah, blah, blah. These ones, I'm going to unlace this one right now. It's like, well, that's a lace. You could like do a jump rope with it if you really wanted to. And it just seems like there's a lot more stirred to it, whereas though, you know, this one just has like, it's just, you know, it's like putting on like, for all the boys out there, when you have boxer briefs and when you have just boxers. So briefs, boxers, nothing. Briefs, maybe even tighty whities, but these are black, so you know, can't. They sent me blue ones, they sent me black ones. I currently have the black ones because I have these green wheels on my skates that I absolutely hate, by the way. And I will do a review on them once they die, because one's already cored already, but I'm just gonna keep powering through them. So initial reactions, these feel way more solid than even the hockey laces that I've been buying. Hockey laces are usually like 12 to 15 bucks depending on the size. And I was on the Avenue Skate site. I was on the Avenue site to see the different prices, and they have like different sizes of laces. So for instance, they have the ones I have, which is the black with the green tips. Those are 14 bucks, and then they have them with lace locks also. So they have multiple different colorways with their logo on it. They have a black and red one. They have the blue ones with the black. They have the green with the black, as you see what I have here, which is matching my setup. And I believe he told me that he's actually working on a new line of new colored lace. I was so hyped on him, actually. I went outside my house and, you know, jumped over a stool real quick to see how secure it felt to your foot. Because a lot of times with like hockey laces, they're really long and you have to like wrap them all around your cuff. And when you do that, generally you're gonna rip them a lot faster because you take one missed royale or you take one slide on the ground, and that cuff part is actually gonna, you know, start to bust after a while. So I was happy with these being like legitimately perfect, especially where I can put them up into the two holes, because on them, a lot of my friends weren't lacing them up all the way. They were like leaving that extra, like that little eyelet up top there, like gone. And in my opinion, that's like the main thing that keeps your heel locked in these skates, especially with laces. Like I like to crank my laces down. I don't like to do a soft lace. I like to especially like when I initially put my skates on, I like tighten them a certain way. Then after like 5 minutes, you know, I do the post, like I'm getting them even tighter kind of deal. So to have these feel like, initially when I squeezed them down, it felt like my foot was like nice and locked in on initial like snug. Yeah. I felt locked in. And that's a good feeling, especially with the lace. But really happy about how the tips look. Tips actually look like they're gonna last a while, whereas though I showed you earlier, these are at my, you know, expensive Nike SB laces where they come with just like I don't even know what you would call that. I guess it's like a ghost tip, like just a tip. But even with these, like these are more of a round lace, this is more of a flat lace. These have like, you know, they have nothing to them, and these have like I can't even squeeze this. Like I can, but you hear this sound? They got a nice little kick toe, whereas these sound like, and these sound like you can rip them in like 40 seconds, whereas these, like, I feel like if I pulled these really tight, I wouldn't be able to rip these, where 9 times out of 10, if I'm pulling these or I'm pulling a different kind of brand skate, after like a couple months, they're shit. Let me rephrase that. If I'm pulling them after a couple weeks or maybe even a month, those things are usually toast. And I was even more disappointed with these ones because these lasted me even shorter than I wanted to, and I thought these looked really good on my skates, and I was really upset when I ripped them, so just a pain. But laces. Some people say they're not important. I go through boot laces. I've tried hockey laces. I tried aftermarket Nike SB laces. And now I'm onto these. So I'm going to try these out. They're probably going to stay on my skates as I have multiple pairs, and I like how they feel initially. I don't think they're going to rip. It's cool because these guys skate, so definitely support them. I like people that actually skate that make products because it's people that are still doing it, that have been doing it for the last 20 or so years. Still involved with skating, still putting them on and going out and putting the work in, or just even having fun and, you know, showing support. So definitely support these guys if you want to check out their laces. I'm going to leave the website down in the comments below. Their website is sk8av.company.site. They have multiple different options of laces. They're usually generally starting at $14. So go on there, check them out. Let me know if you tried them out or had them before. Show me your setups if you can in the comments below. Support guys that actually make stuff for skating, that go skating and have fun skating and want skating to be around for a while, because without us and, you know, without the people that are still doing it, this shit would have been gone like 10, 15 years ago. So shout out to everybody that still makes stuff for skates, especially stuff like this that we actually need, because how many companies actually make laces that are, you know, halfway decent? I'm still waiting for the answer. If you have an answer, write in the comments. But I have a new skate brand. Their laces, I like them how they look on my skates. They look sweet. I like the lace tips. So if you're in the market for new laces, check them out. Buy some laces. Support the boys. They go skating. They do work. And it's good to have people that actually still skate, that make stuff for skaters that we actually need, rather than 150 different wheel companies with the same mold. So till next time, if you enjoyed this review, please leave a like, please subscribe, hit that alert button so you can get alerted when I have a video to give you. But until next time, thank you very much.